Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world, LFC fans. So, different day, different week, new activities, always something changes at LFC. So, now, new managers announced, Andoni Iraola. Slot, as I said, my last post is out. Look, credit to him. We have to give him flowers. The first season, win the league. Second season, difficult circumstances, Jota's death, injuries to players consistently all the way through, issues with Salah, players, whatever you want to look at it, signings. It's almost a time sometimes to look at it and reflect. Reflect on the fact that you can have this and you can have that feeling. You can have opposites. So I am of the strong belief, and I believe this is another reason why I love Liverpool, is that we're not the kind of club who just want to sack managers. We want to give them an opportunity, and we want to back the manager, and the fans back the manager, unless it is really the end got to come. And when people calling for in sort of November, October for Slot to be gone, I was like, look, you've got to let him get through this phase. You've got to let him get through this poor run of results. And this is where you see the coach, you see his ability at that moment in time to get a change out of the direction that we're going to. And, there's people moaning, oh, guess why are you supporting? No, get rid of him. We don't want him. Understand that. But I don't believe that's our ethos. And I don't believe when you look at everything around that he deserved that kind of treatment. I believe we had to give him an opportunity. We had to give an opportunity to see if we turn the tide. Now, yes, minimum was the Champions League. Minimum. Bare minimum. Losing 20 odd games in the season for all competitions is just not a thing. Your players get used to losing. Now, marry that up with the season before that, where I think we went up to January unbeaten. Then maybe the Klopp's effect, Klopp's team, Slot's DNA into the team started taking effect, and we started to lose. I think you remember the last 7 games was just not great. Almost like, oh, we won the league, let's just trickle in and just not act like champions. But, you go into next season and then it continues. Yes, we won the first 5 games, but toss a coin. We could have lost, we could have drawn. And the games that we lost, the form never changed. We never seemed to evolve, to get that, yes, we've found our identity again. It just seemed that we lost our identity as we went along. We just looked like a team bereft of ideas, bereft of energy, which is not something to say about Liverpool teams and players. Just bereft of everything. And we're easy pickings for, I think we didn't beat any team in the top 9 all season. God, shocking. We didn't beat the bottom 3 teams. We dropped so many points against them. It's ridiculous. It's just we were hemorrhaging poor performances. And when it came to the end of the season, I wasn't a belief we're going to get rid of Slot. But then when the news started coming out, it seemed like he was going to stay. It seemed like we made a decision as a club that we're going to back him again. And I just didn't see the sense in that, because all that's going to happen is you start losing a game or two here, and then fans start feeling, it's the same old. And I just couldn't see how he could turn it, because there wasn't any there wasn't any examples to me that you could see and say, yeah, I can see it's coming. It's just not there, it's coming. You see it coming. I just couldn't see it. It just felt like we were going down and down. I'm sure our performance was near the bottom 5 for most of the second half of the season. Just shocking results after shocking results. Just couldn't get wins. Anfield is no longer a fortress. We're losing crazy games like the PSV game. 4-1 hammerings at home. Come on. This is LFC. Nottingham Forest hammered us 3-0. It just felt like to change. And I feel sorry for him, because injuries to players, the job situation, that is all mitigating circumstances. But now look to Andoni Iraola, and I'm thinking, okay, that's more Klopp style of football. That's the Spanish flair with the Klopp philosophy on attacking, running. And I want to see that. No days off? Yeah, great. If that gets you guys running and showing me more energy, hounding players like you used to do. You used to have 4 LFC mans to 1 opposition player getting the ball off them. We lost that this season. We're getting cut open all the time. So if we're going to have a hard taskmaster come in, who's going to make training challenging, who's going to make it to the point that players just have to run and run and run. And yes, you're going to get a bit of burnout. Hopefully, you're going to get a bigger squad. I want to see what we're going to do as a club this year to support the manager, because Hughes and Edwards have to take a lot of blame, because end of the day, the squad wasn't big enough. If we're having to play Gakpo all the time, squad's not right. Not right at all. And look, potentially maybe losing Jones. I think we need to keep him. Alisson, it looks like hopefully he'll be staying. Obviously, no Salah's gone. Obviously, no Robbo's gone. There's obviously rumours. Well, I think it's a load of rubbish about the works of Chelsea, but I think that's a load of rubbish. We know that's not going to happen. But Frimpong hasn't looked like we've got a position for him yet, and I don't know what Iraola's going to do, but he's got pace, and what can we do with that? Bradley's going to be more long-term injured. Ekatike, rumour says it's going to be well into next season, if any time in the season. So we need to spend. We need to buy. It'll be nice to see some players. Alex Scott from Bournemouth, as we talked about. Wharton's been talked for Crystal Palace. Is he mobile enough for Liverpool? I look at him sometimes. The mobility is an issue, but the boy can pass a ball really well. Macca's not showed great mobility this season, so potentially it could be a move for Macca to go to one of the Madrid clubs. That'd be interesting. I think maybe if he doesn't have a great World Cup, we don't see the Macca in the World Cup that we should do. I think maybe that's a decision that has to be made. We need a defensively strong number 6 for sure. So it'll be interesting to see who we're looking at to get in for that. We need possibly another defender, but obviously it sounds like Leone and Jacque is going to be the ones that we really look at for Iraola. However, I want to see, can we get Senensi Dill hijack that from Tottenham or Van der Ven? What we're going to do? Because I look at it, the fact that Konate's now gone, and to be honest, I think that's worst kept secret. I don't think he'll stay. It's not a coincidence that he's gone straight to Madrid. It looks like verbal agreement. It's not a coincidence. I think he was always going to go to Madrid, to be honest with you. And it did sound like the money wasn't agreed with him. It just sounded like it was more bonuses. I don't think he wanted to stay. I really don't. So, well done, farewell. And we move on. But I think we've got an exciting manager here. Really exciting manager. I'm looking forward to his style of football. I'm looking forward to the formation that he may set up as well. You look at Bournemouth, all you look at is just pure energy around the pitch. Pure energy around the pitch. He makes players, this is what Klopp used to do, players that were average, or you'd see as average as good players, into better players. Slot seems to took better world-class players and made them average players. For whatever reason. Whether it's fallout in the and we'll get the news. I mean, clearly, I think there was a tweet from Jones which wasn't very, very nice, to be honest with you. It just seemed quite bland about the coach. And it doesn't seem like a lot of players came out to say, thank you very much, boss. It just, I suppose that tells you how it feels. So behind the scenes, clearly they lost that cohesion. The Salah's comments maybe isn't just an isolated thing. Maybe he's just speaking up for what other people have felt. But I'm looking forward to this coach. I'm looking forward to what he does. I'm looking forward to the brand of football. It is a risk. It's a clear risk. But I think it's a risk we had to take. I think if we didn't take that, we'll be criticising the board for leaving Slot to start the season. I think we would be. So let's back the coach. Let's look at what signings we get. FSG, Edwards and Hughes have got to show that there is a plan. Instead of just buying loads of young players, let's now start getting some marquee season signings in there. We have got some players coming through the system. We have that. I want to see Trainee only get more chances this season. I know he's young. I know obviously Ingemo got chances and he'll sort of flourish again next season. Potentially Cage is going. So let's see. I think I'm now looking to the season a lot more excited than I was before, because I think the coach has sucked the energy out of me and the club and the fans, and Liverpool's not that kind of club. And so for all parties, I think it was good for the coach to go. So out went Slot and in comes Andoni. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, click on notifications. I'll be trying to share some content as the World Cup goes on. And really look forward to that. And also look forward to potentially players that we may be signing playing. It'd be nice if we get Dimandi, but obviously it looks like we've got a tug of war for that player, because it looks like PSG is showing themselves up to potentially get him. But it would be nice to see, what are we going to do? Exciting. Like, subscribe, and click on notifications. Take care.